Hey everybody, welcome again to another episode of Disability Landscape. I'm your host, Charlie Burrows. With me, as always, is Mark Knutson, except when his wife catches him in the cookie jar. Mark, who do we have today?
Yeah, well, thank you for filling in for me last time, Charlie. I was a little ill and wasn't able to make it, so you had to do it solo on that. But today we've come upon someone that's kind of interesting because they reached out to us, and that hasn't happened, so we always like that. But I want to welcome Michael Nichols. Now I'm going to say this wrong. WACOSA. So I got put there. Welcome to Disability Landscape.
Well, thank you, and thank you guys for having me on. This is really exciting.
Yeah. So why don't you just start off and briefly describe what your organization is about?
Thank you. Yeah, WACOSA serves individuals with disabilities in the central Minnesota area. And we have a variety of programs, including individual placement, where individuals have job coaches on their jobs. We have crews. We have over 40 crews out in the community working, and a thrift store that does job training for people with disabilities. An amazing program, really.
Okay.
We have a shredding program, and we have day services programs.
So what would when you say you have like 40 crews?
Yeah.
What is a crew then?
A crew would be a group of individuals that go out with a support staff, a direct support professional,
Okay.
to work at a specific job.
Oh,
Whatever is
they'll go
needed
to a
in that-
specific
at that
business
job.
company
Yes.
that has some work for them to do, and then you guys bring in a crew with, like you said, a direct support staff person and that.
Yeah.
And then when they're there, how long does it typically, I mean, are they there for like a week? I mean, I know each job is a little different, or is it just like a day, or?
Most of the jobs are regular, recurring jobs that,
Okay.
that
Oh,
go
okay.
out regularly throughout the week.
Oh, so they're there week after?
Sometimes it's 5 days a week, and sometimes it's once a week,
Right,
depending
right.
on the contract
Yeah.
and the individuals that are being supported. Of course, everything is individual based.
Right, oh, yeah, because of the needs of the individual and
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Okay. Now you're here to talk more about kind of like what we're doing here today.
Exactly.
In the studio, getting people exposure to this type of atmosphere. Tell us about the program.
Sure. Yeah. Our Connect Academy has been around since really we started it with the pandemic.
Oh, what a
Right.
time to start.
Right.
Yeah.
What a time to start. that.
Yeah, what a time to start, yeah.
But it predates that in a lot of ways. I mean, firstly, I've been working with people with disabilities and media technologies for, gosh, over 20 years. And my work in California, I developed media programs.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes, where there were day programs where people with developmental disabilities would learn about video cameras, video editing, and then go out and interview people in the community. I did that for quite a long time in California, and then I had a son with cerebral palsy, and I decided it was time to move to another place.
Oh, really?
And I ended up in Minnesota, and
Why did you pick Minnesota? I'm just kind of curious.
it was closer to family.
Oh, there you go.
okay.
Okay. Yep. So what do you have here then? Well, first of all, we should
Yeah.
say, you said like northern Minnesota, but you're talking, or north central. You're talking
Central
like
Minnesota, St. Cloud area.
central, yeah, St. Cloud, Waite
Yes.
Park, Sauk Center.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Around those areas. Yeah. So what do we have going? As soon as when I came to WACOSA, we started planning right away to develop a media technology-based program.
Okay.
And with that, we ended up getting a grant from the Morgan Family Foundation to do interviews in the community about jobs, going into businesses and asking business owners what it's like to work in that place, following somebody along in their job. Right?
Oh,
Okay.
And
So kind of a shadow type program?
yeah, and then along with that, creating videos about what those jobs are like. give
okay.
lots of people an opportunity to learn about work.
Oh.
Well, then the pandemic hit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then we did receive the grant, but we had to adjust.
Yeah.
And so we adjusted and we created our Connect Academy. And
Okay.
it is classes that we provide for individuals both who are at home as a way for them to connect and do something socially for the people that people that haven't been able to have as much social experience
Right,
during
right,
the
right.
pandemic, and also to connect our multiple sites so that people have something very engaging and empowering to do. We have classes about work. We also have classes about media production. We have a theater class. We have
you do?
a
Okay.
dance class. We have an amazing theater teacher, Heather Mastro-Marco.
Okay.
And yeah, she is a theater professional, and she's just amazing. We have a dance teacher, Nicholas Pawlowski, who is very skilled at teaching adaptive dance, and he's a storyteller, so it's
Wow.
really fun. So yeah, it's been really quite an experience.
Okay. And with the, what kind of, I'm kind of curious, and I know Charlie is this,
Yeah.
from a little techie standpoint, I mean, what kind of I mean, you have cameras, do you have a studio then, or what
Yeah.
do you use then?
Yeah, we turned a conference room in our at one of our locations into
Okay.
a video studio.
Oh, nice.
Cameras, we use a Canon XA40.
Yeah, I mean, the specific, but
We use some nice
you've got like
cameras.
nice cameras and,
Just like this behind us.
Paint
You mean the green screen? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I painted it myself. Yeah, and we use OBS. It's a broadcasting software.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So-
And you mentioned you teach them editing as well.
Yeah.
What kind of software do you use for that? Because here personally we use the Apple the Apple software, and that's Final Cut.
Right.
And I don't know what you guys kind of use for that, because it can be challenging to learn that kind of software, and if you have a cognitive disability, it makes it that much more challenging.
It does, and I would say Final Cut, even for me, was a little tricky when I used it. We use something called DaVinci.
Oh yes, DaVinci Resolve.
It's a little more intuitive than Final Cut, and really just as powerful. But then we also teach iMovie on iPads.
Oh sure.
So there's
And that's a
different
quick and
levels that
easy
give-
software.
Yes, and
It's
give
more point and click kind of thing. Yeah.
right. And the great thing about video production, as you guys know, if you make videos, is that there's a role for everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether it's holding the microphone or whether it's editing, and editing can involve lots of different things. Maybe
right.
it involves going into all of the drop-down menus and doing the details, or maybe it involves choosing the song or choosing what style of font to use.
Yeah, the kind of the creative, I don't know what the best word is, but not the technical side, but just the ambience of your show, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody can be involved. It's
Well, yeah, we can do this here. We can talk to you for half hour, an hour, whatever. But at the back end, when you're doing the editing, is when you make, you can soften the program. You can, make it more appealing to people to see.
yes.
So,
So the individuals then, like you were saying, are they then going out doing the actual, I assume the interviews also then?
Yeah. That's one of the best things about this. And I realized it really, really powerfully when I was in California, and a young man with Down syndrome, Toby Ames,
Okay.
he's a star. He's an awesome guy. Yep. He was. We were in an office of the state senator, who was the majority leader in this big office. Very
Oh, right,
fancy.
right, yeah.
And so Toby is sitting next to Bill Monning and interviewing him. And I see Toby just like reach over and pat him on his shoulder. And there's this magic moment, right, in an interview where everybody, you're a peer, right? You're on an equal level.
Right, right.
And that, in that moment, I realized the real power of that, because that senator was going to walk away from that changed. So there's power in that.
He was going to walk away because of the patch.
Yeah,
you're saying?
well, he was going to walk away changed because of doing that interview, having that interaction with him.
Right.
And then also, like the microphone is an instant icebreaker.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You take somebody, you go out and film somewhere
Right,
at an event and start asking people questions.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It puts you instantly on the spotlight when you have a microphone in someone's face.
Exactly.
Not pushed into their face, but when they're on mic.
And then here, we have a couple projects that we've started recently. The Great River Regional Library is our library system in that area.
Okay.
We've started a series, what'll end up being a series of videos with them.
Really?
We took a crew, a media crew, to the library.
Of your people.
Of people that are in our programs.
Yep.
To film about accessibility at the library.
Oh, wow.
And we walked around, showed how to get a library card, where to check different things out at the library, showed some of the things that the people that we support found interesting about the library.
Sounds like something for our channel to put on.
Yes, I'd be happy to put that on
exactly.
your channel.
And they can delve into, if it's there for them, the different layers of accessibility for them within the library. Because there's the intellectual barriers, there's the physical barriers, things like that, and they can actually see that and learn it, and maybe even help people correct it.
Exactly. It's good for the library, it's good for the people that we support, and anybody who sees that video and realizes that the library can be an accessible place for them to go.
Yeah.
And then I would imagine the people that you do have involved in your Connect
Academy?
Connect Academy. I knew there was Connect Academy, but I would imagine the people that are involved really range from different cognitive disabilities. I would assume some fairly severe, but like you said, there's always something for someone to do, to ones who can do a little bit more than other ones, but a big enough spectrum for everyone to be part of.
Exactly, and that's part of what makes it such a wonderful way to teach people.
Yeah, because I know for us, it's nice doing the studio work, but also there's the opportunity because of Zoom that we also, especially if someone's not local, we've interviewed people out in Colorado and do it all through Zoom, so it opens up that, that whole possibility, which has really been great in that.
It does. Oh man, we've had guests on to our Connect Academy classes. I imagine you've heard of Judy Heumann.
Right. Oh, you've had her?
Yes, she joined us from her apartment in Washington, D.C.
There you go. Yeah.
In our Rights On.
We need to work with you. You're booking the big ones.
Yeah,
not saying you're not a big one. Sorry, Michael, but
no, she's a celebrity.
She's
when
a
it comes to
yeah.
When it comes to advocates for people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think was she involved with Crip Camp?
Yes.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
She was involved in that, so maybe we'll help. I was thinking of reaching out to her, but I thought she's so swamped. But
that's what I thought. But I reached out to her, and sure enough, she joined us.
You're going to get those oddball interviews that like that by just asking.
Exactly.
Because sometimes they're going to go, "Hey, sure, why not?" And that's the excitement of this kind of media is getting that kind of person who you said, oh, there's no way we're going to get them, and then they say, oh, sure, we'll come on.
Yeah.
And that's always fun. Now, with the people you work with the individuals, I mean, do you see breakthroughs with them? The light bulb going on, going, geez, I'm having fun doing this.
I do.
And that's got to be rewarding to this type of work.
It's incredibly rewarding. Even small things like seeing somebody try video editing, thinking that they can't do it, and then they make a couple clicks and they see the thing that they thought of in their mind happening. They see it happen on the screen, and that can be life-changing for someone, really. This is because that technology is transferable to a lot of the things that we do in life.
And it opens more new worlds to them.
Yes. And as we do more and more things, more and more opportunities will come for people to have those experiences. And then one of the coolest things, and I don't think I've had this happen yet here, but I think I will pretty soon, is when I'm out with somebody. Maybe I haven't because of the pandemic. We don't go out so much.
Right, yeah.
It's kind of put on brakes on a lot of things.
It sure has. But it's advanced a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
But to be out in the community with somebody and to have a stranger stop and say, hey, I know you. I saw you on TV. Those are cool moments.
Me and Charlie are still waiting for that to happen.
Well, see, I haven't told this to Mark yet, but we had a garage sale a year or so ago, and a neighbor dropped off a box of bagels because he'd seen me on TV.
Oh, so there you go.
Yeah, you see, now the untold stories of the channel are coming out here now.
So what got you guys into doing community access television?
Well, I started about 7 years ago, and actually we could say it's Mark's fault. Because he was working on another program with another network that asked me to come in and do a quick interview segment. After I got done with the interview, I went home and I said, yeah, that's pretty cool. So I looked up the local one here, and a week later I signed up for classes, and I got started working on just a variety of different programs here until we hit upon the idea to do our own.
Right, because I had been working on the show Disability Viewpoints, which has been on for it's a great program hosted by Mark Hughes. It's been going for 20 years. You can check them out on SPNN, St. Paul Neighborhood Network. Out on there, they have a YouTube channel, and the program's out there. I was working behind the scenes. I'd seen on YouTube there was a channel thing called The Disability Channel, and I got an idea, and I talked. Charlie and I went to high school together. We will not say the year, but that's another story. But we've known one another since high school.
There may have been dinosaurs involved.
Right, and just right after the wheel, because we have wheelchairs. But with Charlie, I talked to him because I knew he had access to the studios and he can do the editing and that type of thing. And I had connections as far as in the disability community, so we teamed up together. So I'm involved in arranging, doing the book, and it's not as good as bookings as you get apparently, but so it works out well because Charlie does the edit side of it, and then I arrange, for the guests. And we decided to do 2 people interview because we want to make just a conversation.
Yeah,
fun. Getting to know our guests, and every time that we do get studio time, we also like to have someone who performs. So if you know of anyone, a performer of any type with a disability,
sure,
we'd love to have them as a guest. We let them do whatever they do, like a couple songs or poetry or whatever.
Unfortunately, we don't promise stardom, but
right, we can't. Yeah, we can't.
But we do get some pretty decent hits on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So we'd like to have a performer on. So it's been great seeing the different types of performers that are out there on that. So that's kind of what brought us together and to this point.
Yeah. And we haven't killed each other yet, so that's okay.
Well, I was going to say, fortunately, we just visually have to see one another once a month when we do the taping and that. So
He won't tell you how many times I call him during the month. Go, what did we do wrong?
yeah. Now with the you said now you got a grant. I mean, is your program Connect Academy all funded through the grant? So people that are involved, they don't have to pay to be involved, or is there some pay?
Well, it's state funding supported, a variety of funding sources involved.
Okay.
Funding of our
Now,
programs.
did the grant go to assisting needing equipment though, and such
Yes.
as that? Which is always a big boost.
Yes, because there's no state funding for
Yeah,
wonderful cameras.
And the
No, yeah.
And HD cameras may be cheap if you get the pocket size, but the kind we use are not.
Oh, no, definitely not. I want to point out that,
Yes.
just to add in here, that it's definitely a team effort for these classes and for WACOSA. WACOSA has a lot of amazing staff, amazing, wonderful staff. I have a coworker, Tiffany Reller, who teaches a lot of our classes and does a fantastic job.
Okay.
Sarah teaches, or my friend and coworker Sarah Starling teaches a video game class and does a great job, and there's been a lot of support from all of our staff. It's great stuff.
So, and do you, in the classes you teach, do you teach like camera operation? Well, and you mentioned a video game class. That's got to be fun.
Oh yeah,
That's got to be just plain fun.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with that class. And the camera operation, some of it's very basic, learning about panning and zooming and tilting, and then teaching about a variety of different types of shots.
Okay.
And Tiffany does a lot with that. She's great.
So when you do make the videos and that, where are the videos? Where are they? Out on YouTube? What do you do with the videos, I should say?
Some of them do end up on YouTube. We have a YouTube page we call Funworks.
Fun. That's your YouTube
Funworks
channel?
is one of the YouTube channels that videos end up on. And then WACOSA does also have a YouTube channel. And if you look at WACOSA's Facebook, you'll see a lot of what's going on.
Okay.
So, how many people are actually involved in like the Connect Academy with, the production and that type of thing?
Wow, I think that there are about 50 people who take class. Actually, probably more if you include the people who join from our sites who take our classes. There's probably about maybe 20 people who are actively taking the classes about media technology.
Okay. And so you run the gamut from, production to editing to, what other facets of the production do you teach?
There's interviewing. It's part of it, right?
Oh yeah. There's that itself. Yeah.
Yeah, that itself.
We'll be sending Mark up for that class.
Yeah, you come teach it for us.
Okay.
And video editing, of course, and video shooting, and script writing, storyboarding. It's a variety of stuff that we teach about.
And do you teach anything in like direction or anything like that? Like staging or
We have been working on that. In fact, staging will come up really soon. We have a theater class, and we have a theater performance that'll be on June 11th.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to be really cool. It'll be our first big theater performance.
Well, best of luck to that. Mark, it looks like we should be wrapping it up here.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining us. We definitely will be in touch, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you and your Connect Academy. on our channel and that, so.
Wonderful, that
Yeah,
sounds
I'm glad
great.
glad you were able to come in that, so I'll let Charlie wrap it up for us.
All right. Want to thank our guest, Mike Nichols, here for joining us. My co-host, Mark Knutson. This has been Charlie Bros with Disability Landscape. We'll see you next time.